Good afternoon, traders and investors. It's Will back with another one, guys. Well, today we had a very good day. Today we had some big earnings here from Tesla and Netflix, and we'll get into that shortly. We had a bit of a mixed day today on SPY, and QQQ, as you can see, was down. So QQQ, one of our worst performers on the day, but the rotation is still healthy, guys, and I want that to be the theme of the video. As long as we still have healthy rotation, it's going to be very hard for the bears to take over in a significant fashion and roll over these markets. So let us get into it right away, starting off with the Tesla earnings, guys. So Tesla beat. They actually had a double beat. Beat across revenue, 24.93 versus 24.47 expected. And we also beat on the earnings per share, 91 versus 82. So Tesla as a whole had a bit of a mixed result after hours in earnings. You can see it pretty much. Actually, I don't have after hours trading on. Let me fix that real quick. So as you can see, we kind of fluctuated up and down, up 2%, down 2%, and we kind of finished flat right where we closed on the day. So that is a good sign. The earnings were well received. There was some potential consideration whether or not Tesla was going to be able to maintain free cash flows, and they did. So as you remember, in this quarter, this last Q2, initially they had reduced prices to kind of make demand, right, to kind of stimulate demand. But in the later end of the quarter, the latter part of the quarter, they actually normalized and increased prices once more. So they had very good deliveries, guys. We saw that at the beginning of the July. They had very good deliveries, and as a whole, they were able to increase revenue and earnings. However, the big thing that they were looking at today was whether or not gross margins were going to be intact. If you can see right here, total gross margin came in at 18.2% and operating margins 9.6%. So this is actually, as it says, the lowest for at least the last 5 quarters. So even though they had to take a slight hit on margin because of reduced prices, they were still able to put up some very good numbers. And as you can see, guys, their revenue is up 46% year over year. So this company is still growing at a very rapid rate, very healthy in my opinion. It was a good earnings. I will listen to the earnings call a bit later to hear more in depth of exactly what happened and what the guidance is, but well received for the most part. And my short puts pretty much played out very well. I'll show you that in a bit. I had some 280s that I wrote today towards the end of the day, and my 267s as well that you guys know on the channel, which are now guaranteed safe for Friday. So Tesla, very good. Netflix now. Netflix also had some beats here. So the highlights is their subscribers increased in a good amount, guys, even though they were cracking down on password sharing. So this was the big thing, right? The big thing for Netflix was, are they going to be able to increase subscriber count after having dissuaded people, right? Having turned people off because they were cracking down on the password sharing. Well, they actually did. They beat on earnings per share. However, the reason that Netflix stock is down in the after hours here is solely, they're down about 5.17%. The only reason, guys, is because they missed on total revenue, okay? They missed expectations ever so slightly, 8.19 versus 8.3. But all in all, it was good. They added 5.9 million customers during the second quarter. That was very good. I was actually surprised by that. So looking good for Netflix as they continue to dominate the streaming landscape and the television landscape. Very good. They're taking market share from all other competitors continuously. We're talking about Amazon, Apple TV, Disney, right? They are the market leader, and they will stay the market leader in my opinion. So moving on to SPY now. SPY, very healthy. If we want to look at the heat map here, guys, you can see only big tech was down pretty much the most, and some industrials here. But for the most part, we had broad market support. That is what you like to see. When big tech has an off day, I love to see that the rest of the market is ready to step in and put in those gains. You can see it here on the one-day relative, right? Everything was green except for just a few, right? Technology and basic materials. But technology pretty much our largest loser in terms of the size of the weighting in the actual SPY, right? So technology had a bit of an off day, except for Apple, which had a decent pop off of some AI news, right? And we'll get into that in a bit. You can see a massive pop. They actually popped similar to Microsoft yesterday, 2.4%. They pulled a Microsoft. They mentioned the keywords AI solutions, right? And they kind of popped midday after being down, and they finished up on the day. So pretty decent day for Apple. But in terms of the SPY, guys, we're going to keep it very simple for today's videos. all about the higher lows. Anything above 438 is just looking for a higher low whenever this move tops up. Keep an eye, we are getting slightly overbought on the RSI. Target range here, we're pulling up into it. 460 is the last area of resistance before the all-time highs. So if this move does top out soon, just look for a higher low, and they have so much space. Anything above 438 is going to be that higher low. Keep an eye on your EMA 12. Very, very possible that we just come and touch the EMA 12 before moving higher, especially if we continue to get good sector rotation. Now, QQQ, bit of a red day here, but very, very healthy chart. Anything above 364 is just going to be your higher low, right? So very, very, very healthy. There's also good horizontal support now at this point. So look for that confluence, right? If we do pull back, look for the confluence, the support, and the moving averages at the same time. Slightly overbought as well on your daily RSI. But I mean, guys, we're very healthy. Look at this weekly chart. We're beyond this point of resistance. We're now touching the all-time high area of resistance, right? So it's normal that we encounter a little bit of a struggle up here, but we're going to take it one day at a time. And for now, anything above your 364 is just a daily higher low. Bulls in full control. XLF, beautiful other day on XLF, right? Absolutely beautiful daily uptrend. At this point, anything above 34.20 is just a daily higher low on any pullback. Resistance remains put up here, $36 to $37. Very good movement, guys, by the big banks, right? JP Morgan, very, very, very decent uptrend in motion. Charles Schwab with their earnings yesterday, very nice push back up into your area. This was the banking crisis, right? Back in March. So very, very decent recovery, guys. They're putting in a lot of space. Weekly confirmed uptrend on Schwab. Anything above 53 is now just a weekly higher low. So the bulls have regained some of the higher time frames, and you love to see it, right? Big gap fill here. If we do start pulling into it on Schwab, I will be very interested in picking up more. But that's pretty much it for XLF, right? Very, very beautiful uptrend. When this move tops up, anything above 34.20 is just a daily higher low for continuation into our resistance area. XLV, whole lot of nothing, but at least the bulls now are kind of in the top end of our pretty much last month worth of range. So still a massive tightening range, guys. I do think that this is going to break very, very soon. The tighter it gets, the harder it's going to break when it does break. I do have a bullish lean. So if the bulls can get above this 133 area, put in a nice move, they can then use it as support and kind of breach higher, right? Need to see the confirmed daily uptrend by the bulls. It's a very good daily push. Need to see them confirm the daily uptrend. But for now, no real action on XLV. My favorite name, ABBV. ABV, right? ABV, ABVI, however you say it. Okay. Very, very good movement here. Bottoming out. Very, very decent previous level of support, right? And now we're starting to potentially regain the daily uptrend here above our moving averages. Look out for ABBV. IWM, growth stocks, monsters still today. Look, what are our major movers? All of our smaller names, guys. All of our smaller names. Forget Amazon, right? But a lot of smaller names putting in monster moves on the day today. And this is just some of my growth list, right? Not talking about directly names within the IWM, but it just goes to show some clear outperformance by our growth stocks recently, right? Very, very good movement. We're now pushing up 200 psychological, guys. Look out for it. We're almost there. But as of now, anything above 190.5 is just a daily higher low. Bulls in full control. They control at this point. It is now going to be a monthly breakout to the bulls, right? Look at the MACD. MACD wants to cross, guys. They're not done. I'm telling you, the growth stocks are coming. Weekly uptrend, absolutely beautiful uptrend here. As soon as this uptrend finishes and tops out here, so much space to set a higher low for more continuation. For now, just watch out for that 200 psychological. If we pull back from here, just watch out. Anything above 190.3 is going to be higher low. Decent support level down here as well. So I do think the bulls will get some support in that area. Dow Jones name's beautiful, doing exactly what I wanted them to do, right? Pushing above our 34.5 resistance area, which is now going to act as support. So if the bull move does top out in this area, looking for potential pullback, this is what you call the breakout, retest, and then you fly. That's what I'm expecting to happen on this chart. The weekly inverse head and shoulders pattern is finally playing up to the upside. Keep an eye, guys. We're now challenging the all-time high area with this breakout, right? So at this point, guys, anything like there's so much space. Look at all these higher highs every single day. Anything above 33.6 is a higher low, but I'm really looking for them to potentially touch this, use it as support, and then fly, okay? Lots of good names, guys. Lots of good names, still undervalued in my opinion. Disney, Nike, I'll bring these up every video. Estee Lauder, right? Look on the weeklies. Estee Lauder, Dollar General. So if you tell me there's no opportunities, guys, these are all monsters of companies with beautiful long-term uptrending charts, right? So I don't want to hear that there's no more opportunities and that we've missed the train, okay? There's always opportunities out there. Just have to look for them. Bitcoin still doing a whole lot of nothing, still in our little range here. Support area here. We're in a weekly bull flag, more and more weekly consolidation. Bitcoin does this all the time. 1 week of move up, 2 months of sideways. 3 weeks of move up, 2 months of sideways. So at this point, it's pretty much like the same thing, right? 1 week of up, a month worth of sideways. It's very boring. We're just looking for the weekly higher low and potential crack up. Bulls need to crack pretty much 32,000 at this point for them to get a meaningful follow through on this next weekly upswing, right? So not much interesting in crypto. Apple, once again, with the pop today on that AI news, very decent day for Apple, right? Bulls are in absolute full control. Once this move tops out, like I've been saying in the videos, guys, anything above 187.19 is just a daily higher low. Keep an eye if they can hold the moving average here. Now they're going to use the previous all-time highs as good support as well. So Apple Bulls in full control. My sweet spot, obviously this green box, 175 all the way down to pretty much 170, right? So Bulls, absolute complete control, guys. Don't even need to spend too much time on these charts because it's just so obvious, right? Unless the bears prove us a daily downtrend, there's really no reason for me to be concerned at all. AMD with a huge pop early in the morning and gave it all back and then some, right? So AMD with a bit of struggling here in the 120 range, right? Still in a daily uptrend, guys, right? Still in a daily uptrend. So there's nothing really to fear, right? At this point, still, in my opinion, anything above 110 pretty much is just going to be an opportunity for the bulls to consolidate, set a higher low, and potentially move higher. But you need to get the bulls to follow through on these moves, right? I understand that semiconductors didn't have a great day today, but still, when you get such a heavy move up, it's very surprising for it to pull back almost 5% after that, right? So keep an eye out for that. Never like to see a big supply zone set like this on the lower time frames here on the 4 hour. But if we're just looking on the daily, guys, tons of space. I'm not really concerned. What are we looking for, guys? We're just looking for the weekly higher low to be set. It wouldn't be good, however, if we flush the 107 area and set a weekly downtrend. However, that would bring us down into my juicy area here of 105 to $100 pretty much, where I'll be going more heavy on AMD because I like the company, right? And obviously if we push higher, guys, 52-week highs will be our target area of resistance here. Let me get a sip of coffee. Now, Amazon, same thing for Amazon, right? So Amazon was looking to set the daily higher lows. Can't say they've really done it yet because we haven't cracked the previous highs, right? So still in somewhat of a consolidation mode. I'm still of the opinion anything above here is just going to be a daily higher low. Even if we do trickle around in here, right, and consolidate sideways, it is still okay. We still have not lost the daily uptrend, right? So very, very good performance by Amazon in my opinion. The bulls at this point are going to be looking all the way up to the 145 area if we do continue to the upside. So just keep an eye on those levels. Keep an eye out on EMA 12. They've loved to grind this EMA 12 this whole way up. So if we lose it, just keep an eye, right? Keep an eye on the flush zone. That could bring in a daily downtrend, right? And you would not want to see that. But for now, no red flags whatsoever on Amazon. The bulls are very healthy. Now let's go on to Meta. Meta, very, very healthy as well, right? So pretty much daily higher low now is set 306, right? 305.74, anything above 305.74 is just going to be another daily higher low, right? So they have a little bit of space they've created there. However, when you're so shallow and the moves aren't big like this, right? You kind of have to wonder. It opens up the door for the bears to take over and set a daily downtrend if ever technology does choose to cool off. But as of now, on the higher time frames, no indication of that whatsoever. Monthly, weekly is looking very, very good. And here we go with the daily chart as well, right? So keep an eye on this area here, EMA 12. If we lose 305.06, we would also be losing probably the EMA 12. If we do lose that, just keep an eye out for potential daily downtrend. However, if we lose it, and as in the past, we get no follow through, the bulls can always do something like that. But as of now, guys, moral of the story, no red flags on Meta. Key resistance area, still 320. 320, end of the area where the gap of previous earnings started. Microsoft, beautiful, right? Breakout, retest of your all-time high zone. That's what you love to see, right? So at this point, guys, anything above 341 is just going to be another daily higher low for a push above. Look for some back testing here and push above. Wouldn't surprise me because Microsoft does have some pretty bullish news surrounding it recently. So it's been it's a crowd favorite essentially, right? For Wall Street and also for investors like you and me. So very healthy chart on Microsoft at this point. Just looking for continuation of the daily uptrend, right? So no red flags whatsoever, tons of space. Juicy area for me remains to be down here, so significantly lower, but no signs of red flags at all, guys. Just keep an eye on these levels with the EMA 12s. Unless we lose that, we can't really look higher to establish a longer downtrend. And levels to the upside, nobody knows, guys, because we're at all-time high area right now, right? So the best you can do is pretty much guess, anybody's guess, right? Price discovery. NVIDIA, beautiful, beautiful day for NVIDIA, not giving up too much gains despite the fact that our semiconductors, right? Semiconductors as a whole was red on the day. So NVIDIA kind of mirroring that, right? Looks like the same chart a bit. We do have TSM, guys, tomorrow for earnings. So our first semiconductor reporting earnings tomorrow. We'll be very curious to see what they have to say about their vision on the industry as a whole, demand as a whole, as they are one of the largest players in the whole semiconductor game. Now, NVIDIA, same concept. Anything above 418-ish is just going to be a daily higher low. Tons of space for the bulls to take a little breather, come and touch this little EMA 12 here like they've always done in the past, and kind of reset for more. No red flags for now, but if we do kind of roll over and turn, I would really be looking for kind of this area, right? Anything, you know, you have a horizontal support right here, which is previous resistance, right? So look for confluence, always look for confluence, support, and potentially the EMA. So pretty much like 440, although they have all the way down to 418 to set a higher low, but 441, 442-ish would look pretty healthy to me. So congratulations to the bulls. And if we decide just not to pull back at all and continue moving higher, well, this stock could go. Next area of resistance, in my opinion, has to be 500 psychological, right? Where else is there? We are at all-time highs. Don't know. Tesla doing very, very good today after earnings. Like I was saying, guys, now they've dropped a bit more. I assume this is during the conference call right now. We're getting a little bit more movement here. So 287 in the after hours here. Good reaction. Usually Tesla has an expected move of anywhere between 8 to 10% after. I was expecting a big beat because earnings were going to be, well, let's just put it this way. People were expecting for earnings to be negative, but they actually turned out to be less negative than everybody expected. So I expected that to translate into something good. We'll see what they say on the earnings call. I want to hear the guidance later on. This is why I'm doing this video now, so I can jump on the call later. Want to see what they're saying about Q3 and Q4, guidance, estimates, revisions, price cuts, all of that stuff, right? So Tesla, currently, we're in the resistance area, right? So 290 all the way to 312 pretty much is your resistance area coming in from these guys over here in the past, right? So this is pretty much last August before we started this monster decline after the whole Twitter saga, right? So Tesla, if we do decide to pull back, guys, there's a lot of space. On the weekly, okay, anything above 241 is a weekly higher low, okay? So tons of space on the weekly. For the daily trend to remain intact, anything above this yellow line, 267.5, which is also my short put area, anything above 267.5 is just looking for a daily higher low for continuation. So if we do continue to drop here, either after hours or tomorrow or Friday, right? Let's take one thing at a time. The bulls have tons of space to set a daily higher low, some good support down in this area here, and potentially continue to move higher through our resistance area. But the bulls look healthy as of now, guys. No real red flags. A lot of space was created, right? Now we have a decent amount of space that we can potentially pull back into, reset expectations, and potentially continue the move higher. No red flags for me yet. Red flag would be you pull all the way down, you flush your daily higher low zone, and then it sets up the bears to create a lower high and then flush again, then you get a daily downtrend. Then you start looking out to the weekly and start looking more down here, okay? But as of now, guys, no red flags. PayPal, decent day. PayPal was actually up today and finished red. So you can see they were up in the morning and we kind of reversed. That's okay. This is kind of loss of an hourly uptrend right here, but that's perfectly fine, guys. We've created so much space. Anything above 65, 65, 80, 66 is just a daily higher low. Keep an eye out for potential moving average support here. Very, very good. We actually filled the gap pretty much to the penny today. So that gap fill is normal, that we're getting a bit of supply, right? So a bit of people selling into that right here. Tons of space, guys, just looking for a higher low on PayPal, looking very healthy on the daily and weekly as well. Currently in a weekly uptrend. So tons of space for the bulls to set that higher low. No red flags for me. Palantir, bulls are monsters, right? So daily uptrend maintain. Anything above 1625 is just a daily higher low. I hope this analysis is really easy for you guys. Like, this is legit the extent to which I analyze things on a technical basis. Like, you can do so much more, but if you just couple it with your momentum indicators down here, you can get a pretty good idea of what's going to happen, especially if you're doing it on a day-to-day basis, right? You kind of know where certain things are and what to look out for. So at this point on Palantir, anything above 1625 is just going to be a daily higher low. The bulls are looking for $20 psychological. $20 is going to be your next area of resistance, which is pretty much these guys right here. A lot of people trapped in Palantir around the low $20 range from the prior 2021 rally and sell-off, right? So it makes sense that we're getting a bit of resistance as we move up into there. But bulls in full control, guys. Just keep an eye on the daily uptrend. If we don't lose the daily uptrend, the bulls remain in control. So tons of space to set that and move higher. Right? So that is pretty much everything for your stocks of the day. Checking in the portfolio here, still up again today, right? So up, now we're around 65.5%, almost 66%. So beautiful day on the portfolio. Can't complain. NASDAQ, as you can see, up about 37%. And if we compare it to the SPY here, so still some very amazing outperformance compared to SPY roughly around, no, wait, that can't be right. This is the wrong one. SPY, S&P 500, we're currently up about 18.5% here in my portfolio. Obviously, you saw as of today's close, 65.5% here. So some very, very good outperformance. Can't be mad at all. We'll be making a withdrawal in the account soon, so keep an eye out for that. I'm saying it now, so if you get one of these little downturns, I don't want to hear, well, where did your 2-3% go or something like that, right? Or 1%. Well, that's probably where it went, right? You have to kind of withdraw some money, especially since I'm using this account to fund external activities such as either business or traveling. So positions, you can see, guys, that I did close the AMD 110s, closed them at 6 cents this morning, right? So very, very good. If you remember, I wrote them AMD 110s. You can see I bought them back here for 6 cents, as I was saying. Super transparent here. Sold them yesterday for 44, right? 44, bought them back for 0.06. So almost 90% profit. Can't be mad at that at all. What else did we close here today? We also closed the Disney 84s, closed them at 12 cents, and also closed the Babas, right? So you guys remember I had the 88 Babas? Well, the Babas sold yesterday for 29. We bought them back this morning for 0.06, right? So another 80+% trade there. Easy money, guys, if I do say so myself. What else did we close here? We were looking at the, sorry about that, guys. Looking at the Disneys. Yes, Disney, my bad. So Disney sold here the 84s, right? 38 cents for 2 of them. We're able to close them today for, actually wrote more 86s. Disney closed in the end of the day, 12 cents. So very, very good trade, over 70% there as well. Was just reallocating buying power, right? And the new positions pretty much as of the day. So you can see Tesla wrote the 280s for next Friday for $8. Massive premium, was happy with that, was willing to take the gamble on that. Didn't write them at the money. If I would have been assigned, the break even would have been 272, right? 280 minus $8, 272 break even. And down here, I still have the 267.5s, which I rode through. These should be pretty worthless tomorrow unless we completely dump. And the 280s, I'm still pretty much safe. Still have a good margin right there. So not too worried about that. AMDs, rolled them up to about the 113. So I'm still interested in buying AMD at 113. Rolled them for 45 cents. Disney 86s, still interested in Disney at 86 cents because, I mean, guys, like, look at this, right? So 86 cents, I'm just looking for it to hold pretty much our lows from Monday and yesterday, right? So if we can hold that, perfect. If I have to take assignment of Disney at 86, trust me, I will not cry. I will be quite happy. I'll hold the shares and I'll even wait to write covered calls on them because I do think we get some pops into the 90s, potentially back to $100 quickly, especially if value keeps coming back. Enphase, still doing pretty much nothing, still above 180. So the theta is decaying these options. Nike and PayPal, those are just rolled calls, guys. TPR, right? Still in that pretty much, not much movement here. And the WSMs, yes, the WSMs, I closed them today. We got 7 cents for them in the end of the day, right? So the, where are they here? WSMs bottom back for 0.07, and we had wrote them, Williams-Sonoma, right, for 47 cents. So another, guys, 85+% trade. So we're doing good today, guys. It'll be obviously over $1,000 in premium, well over $1,000 in premium. Really been optimizing the contracts this week. So I hope that was helpful to everybody to show you guys why I write different contracts, right? So it serves me no purpose. You might be wondering, why do I buy back things at 6 cents or whatnot, right? Why don't I just wait for them to go worthless? Because it serves me no purpose to be locking away that buying power when there's still 3 trading days left, right? Today, tomorrow, Friday. I can find new positions for the same exposure. So if I'm writing $10,000 exposure and I get $40 for it, okay? And then let's say the premium comes down, everything goes in my favor. They're now worth $6. I still have $10,000 of exposure and I only have $6 left to go get on the contract, right? So I'd rather take that 10,000 exposure and put it onto something new that has more premium on it, right? So that's how I optimize throughout the week when my contracts run worthless quickly. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, if my contracts run worthless quickly, I'll try to substitute them for new positions to run me through Friday that still have decent premium, more premium on them than the same exposure that I just closed. So I hope that makes sense, guys. So anyways, that's today's video. Hope it was helpful for you guys. I always enjoy doing these. I love you guys. I hope you had a great day trading. I hope you didn't YOLO calls or puts on earnings, because unless it was Netflix puts, you probably didn't get much, especially if it was Tesla as of now, right? So kind of a volatility trap. And with that being said, if you did like the video, consider liking it. Consider subscribing to the channel. If you have any questions, especially on this last options part, or if you want me to take a look at a stock, just put it down in the questions, guys. I would love to answer it. So once again, it's been Will. Always a pleasure to see you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow after the close. Keep an eye out. TSM, right? Taiwan Semiconductor earnings tomorrow should be a good one. All right. Take care, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.